Hello everybody, Storm here. Welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, the road to 56, Honduras. In the last episode, we worked on our push through Central Asia. We did make our way to the Iranian front. We linked up with the Iranians, were able to create a pocket of enemy troops, and then help reduce it. So that got done. And then we redirected our forces up through the Caucasus here into the Krasnodar region. I don't know what this actual area is called. I just can't recall. I should, but I don't. And instead, we are pushing towards Rostov, and we're helping with that, try and capture the city. And then we have to decide if we want to try and push into Crimea and go after Sevastopol, or try and come around here and head for Kharkov. I think my current plan is to head for Kharkov, and then, you know, roll north towards Moscow. So, we'll see how that goes. We have severe low supply issues right now because, of course, we do. That's just, you know, nature of the business, fighting in the Soviet Union. So, we'll deal with that. Central Europe has become an absolute dumpster fire. I mean, it's been a dumpster fire for a while, but it's become even worse. The Czechoslovak Republic has joined... Who do they join? They join the Commonwealth of Nations. And so they are pushing into Romania, it looks like, or what used to be Romania anyway. Germany was back, and now they're getting crushed again. It's just an absolute mess, as I said. The UK is making inroads into Scandinavia. Yeah, but, you know, we can't worry about any of that. We'll just have to see how it all shakes out. We just need to take care of our business and help drive the Soviets and the Comintern out of existence. So that's going to be our plan. And then once it all shakes out, once that happens, we'll no longer be at war, right? And then we can see how things are shaking out and then see what we want to do. The thing is, we're going to be making this Japanese-Chinese fascist alliance very strong through all of this. They're going to get a lot out of the subsequent peace conference. So we got to make sure that we get whatever chunks we can, which probably means I'm going to be making puppets, because puppets are cheaper to make than directly annexing territory. And that's fine, because we can make puppets and then we can reduce their autonomy to the point that we annex them. So, yeah, that's the plan. But, before I forget, because I forgot completely last episode, we have a new airframe that we can use to design a new fighter. And so we need to do that. We are working on the modern aircraft cannons, but I'm not too worried about that for these aircraft right now. When we get to the modern small airframes and the jets, then we're going to want to make sure that we have good cannon. And we're going to have to start designing some tanks here at some point. It's just not been a priority. Like, we don't even have mechanized infantry yet. We're running on basic foot infantry and some motorized, which we're not even really using. So, like, modernizing our ground army is going to be a pretty important thing once we're done with this whole Comintern business. Hopefully we'll get out of this with some decent manpower so we can actually build a nice modern ground army. Alright, so enough rambling. Let's get to work. Okay, so what we want to do is I actually want to create 2 designs. I'm going to set them up as new designs. So we want the advanced small airframe. They're setting up as a pusher type twin tail. At least that's what that looks like. That's a Zero, that's a Mustang, that's like a FW190. Those are the same thing, just different colors. That's a Messerschmitt. Yeah, I guess we'll go with this as the model. Alright, we're not putting a mark on here. We want single engine. I want fighter weapons. We want large cannon, light machine guns, heavy machine guns. In a lot of cases, you'd actually have mixes of these. Now, I wonder if that's actually possible. It looks like it might be. Okay, so... we could go rifle caliber. So I guess this would be like 7.7 millimeter, 7.6 millimeter, 308, something like that. Whereas these would be your 12.7 millimeter or 50 caliber heavy machine guns. Which is kind of what I would lean towards. And I would say let's also give it a cannon. Because we could go with like the BF-109 layout of like a couple of light machine guns and a heavy cannon. Right, and we could do 2 other cannons. So that would be like the 7.7s and the 30 mil in the nose and like a couple of 12.7s on the... or 20 mils on the wings? This would be a heavy fighter. Or... we go with like 450 cals and like a pair of 20s. That's still pretty heavy armament. Let's go with that layout. So 4 heavy machine guns. I would say those, I guess, would be like wing mounted with a pair of cannons on the nose. Is what I would assume that would be. Dive brakes, floats, non-strategic materials usage. Self-sealing fuel tanks. That's probably a good idea. Extra fuel tanks. What does that do? Increases the weight, but increases the range. Drop tanks. Increases the weight more. Reduces the agility. Let's see. See, plus 50% range, air defense. Oh, it does reduce the air defense. drop tanks might actually be the better option. For that extra range. And I could give it air-to-air radar. Radar equip. So we would not want to give it any other weapons, because this would not be a close air support. Yeah, we can't even do that because it's done too heavy for the engine, I think. Yep. Alright. I think I like it. I think I like it. Alright. So what do we call it? Let me think of something. Alright, decided to go pretty straightforward here. The AC2 Halcon for Hawk. Alright, so there we go. Let's get that. We'll go with our light aircraft manufacturer for it. And we're going to stop production of that. There we go. Now we're going to design another one. This one's going to be a twin engine, close air support aircraft. Well, first off, we want to make sure that we have a radio navigation. I don't think we're going to need air-to-air radar. Do we want bomb sights? Yeah, we're probably going to want bomb sights. Primary weapon is going to be bomb locks. So we're going to be Cass. Yep, there we go. Any of these have twin engines? Nope. We do want to give them some sort of actual forward offensive capability. So we'll give them some heavy machine guns. I do want the self-sealing fuel tanks. We're going to go with the extra fuel tanks for the extra range. And maybe give it an anti-tank cannon. So this would be like a, you know, I don't know, would you count like a 30mm an extra anti-tank cannon? I guess you could use it as such, but this would be something probably, you know, 50 mils? It doesn't say what the caliber is, but and I'm guessing we probably, no, we could put even more bomb locks on it. I don't want this to be considered a naval bomber. I mean, although we could probably No. Armor-piercing bomb locks? Allows it to attack. Yeah, it's more of a naval thing. Yeah, we'll just give them bomb locks. I mean, we probably aren't going to go with an internal bomb bay. Just more bomb locks. Alright. Alright, so this is going to be the A2 Buo. Or Owl. Don't want to mark on there. There we go. Close air support. Alright, there we go. Actually, unpause it now. I still do need to design a cruiser. We need some more aluminum, some more rubber, and some more steel. Alright, let's go see how our troops are doing. Yeah, deal with those guys. Alright, flexible line. Let's get on synthetic oil experiments. No, that's not what we have selected. What in the world is going on here? Why is it selecting the entire front? No, stop. And the problem is supply here is just awful. Yeah, you want to attack me? Fine, go right ahead. Yeah, we're pretty well bogged down here. There we go. That's what's supposed to happen there. Alright, our military engineering vehicle is complete. Let's see if we can take Sochi. Alright, looking good. Put them under attack. See if we can break them off. We have issues here because we don't have supplies. Alright, excavation. Alright, that's ahead of time. Guess we can research that. Army focus. Like, there are no supply depots around here. I'm pretty sure I can't build any. Nope. All right. Okay, so what are we doing here? We need some more steel, so let's get that built. And then we'll get the next stage of radar installed. Like, why are we shuffling around so much? Can we just, like, settle down and just establish a front line? Alright, let's get the armor effort. Because that is something we're going to want to do here. Let's see if we can, break that out. Like, what are you guys doing? No. Can I not order them to attack through here? There we go. Alright, keep on working on fuel refining. Yeah, anytime there's a change, it like completely moves the entire line around. That's really annoying. No, 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 no. Stop, 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 stop. Like, because we're not really needing to hold this line. We just need to help push it. That is the plan. Alright, so what I might actually do here is let's just reconcentrate all of our forces over here. Just and tell everybody to redeploy strategically. Oh man, dude, we are just absolutely depleted. Okay, I think I need to just pull my troops out. Or at least fall them back somewhere where they can get resupplied. Alright. Because they're exhausted. They have no... Yeah, we are just badly depleted. We need to get them some equipment. Alright, I'm gonna fall them back here. Get them out of this low supply area. Alright, concentrated industry. Okay, so we're moving along here. That's good. Let's see, we're caught up here. We're in 1945. So we need new small arms. Construction is done. Let's get excavation going. Yeah, because we're really short artillery. That's kind of what we have a big issue with. Alright, everybody is getting resupplied. Perfect. Let's look at that artillery. Can we make up the difference with our own production? Yeah, let's cut back on armored cars, anti-tank armored cars. Let's throw the production into field artillery. Let's throw a couple more. Yeah, let's get that going. Modern aircraft cannons are complete. Should probably... Alright, I want to keep at least one slot working on aircraft. So let's go with some medium airframes. Okay, general aircraft manufacturer. What do we want? High speed design, max speed. Agility. I want to go with agility. Let's go with that. Alright, the other thing that I can do is see if we have any field artillery that we could buy. They certainly have some civilian factories. Just as a kind of emergency purchase. Tons of small arms on sale. Great War era artillery. No, we don't want any Great War. 1942 field artillery. I mean, that's not bad. All right. Any more? Artilleries. 1939 field artillery, Great War. Yeah, the U.S. is trying to unload all their old crap. 1942. That's anti-air. And some 1939 artillery. I want all of them. Alright. The death of Tsar Boris III of Bulgaria. Having suffered from severe illness for a week, Tsar Boris III has died today, the 17th of September, 1945. In Sofia, of apparent heart attack. However, the causes of death are still unclear, and it is speculated that Boris was poisoned during his last meeting. Many believe that on the orders of Hans Vogel. Others are convinced that it has been the NKVD that had poisoned the Tsar. Some pointed to the United Kingdom, and disturbing as it may seem, others even dare claim that the Bulgarian government itself is involved in the death of the Tsar. Okay, so we're still short. And it's artillery. It's artillery that we are short. Now that we are at war economy, let's get this going. Alright, free civilian factories. Get some more. Let's just fully upgrade the radar capabilities of our home territory. The Russian Democratic Federal Republic? They've converted to democracy? Okay. Alright, well, the French are making some headway here. But there's still the Comintern. Yep, it looks like that they got pushed way back when we fell out. Okay. Yeah, that problem is that's those supplies. I could get military access to a French state. Alright, torpedo cruiser research is complete. Excellent. I guess we'll go ahead and work on midget submarine. We're definitely probably not going to build any of those. Yeah. Trying to push any further than this is going to be really hard. I could redeploy my troops into the French incursion here and push into some of the more well-developed areas of the country. Like, I don't know what war? Okay, yeah, we haven't even received the first delivery yet. There's an idea. So I could send my submarines. We cannot deploy submarines. Insufficient manpower. Yeah, I guess we have insufficient manpower in a lot of our forces here. Okay, well that's gonna take a little while to recover. Yeah, they're getting pushed way back. Full of Stockholm. Alright, armor efforts. Yeah, that French pocket's getting pushed back. Ooh, that's a juicy little potential pocket right there. Nice little bulge. Unfortunately, I kind of have to hold off. Fall back. Fall back and get our troops recovered. Alright. And then we'll get back to the front and see if we can help some more. But for now, we're going to go ahead and stop here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.